Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Grade 10 English Lessons. This is Unit 2, Episode 2, Vocabulary and Setbook. First, we're going to learn some new vocabulary items, and as we learn them, we're going to tackle some setbook questions. Now, to continue on our last episode, I'd like to begin with a quote. Great art can communicate before it is understood. This is by T.S. Eliot. Let's go ahead and continue with our lesson. So the images that you see are forms of Islamic art. And we've seen these all over the Arab region. We've seen them in mosques, we've also seen them in museums. Islamic art refers to the diverse Islamic culture. This is our first vocabulary item, diverse. It's an adjective. It means showing a great deal of variety. Another word for diverse is different or various. For example, members of the same family can have very diverse personalities, very different personalities. Calligraphy is one of the Islamic arts. And we've also learned this a little bit in elementary school, did we not? We've learned some examples or some forms of calligraphy when we wrote in Arabic. Calligraphy here is also a new vocabulary item. It's a noun, and it means decorative handwriting or handwritten lettering. For example, I joined an institute for calligraphy, so my handwriting is very good now. The Islamic art refers to the richly diverse Islamic culture, just like the images you see. Richly here is also a new vocabulary item, and it's an adverb. It means an elaborate, generous, or plentiful way. Another word for richly is magnificently. For example, the villa at the corner is very expensive. It is richly decorated. Islamic art has been inspirational to many artists throughout the world. This is also a new vocabulary item, inspirational. It's an adjective, and it means providing or showing creative or spiritual inspiration. Another word for inspirational is motivational. Islamic art has been consistently produced since the 7th century. And the image is a form of one of these examples of Islamic art. And as you can see, it looks very old, right? So here we have a new item that is consistently. It's an adverb, and it means continuing to happen or developing in the same way. The opposite of consistently is occasionally. For example, Noura is consistently the top of her class. That means she's always the top of her class. Some people can master their calligraphy skills. Just like the image you see here, we've also tried to establish this, or we tried to learn this in elementary school, did we not? When it comes to the English language. So here we have two items. We have master. It's a verb, and it means to acquire complete knowledge or skill in an accomplishment, technique, or art. Another word for master is acquire. For example, she lived in Italy for several years, but never mastered the language. She never acquired it. Do you know that sometimes respect between cultures happens in the smallest forms? For example, it could be in a form of gift. Or if you want to show respect to the Japanese people, for example, you bow as a sign of respect. These small forms establish this respect between cultures. The United States Postal Service issued a special stamp to honor and commemorate Islamic culture, just like the image you see here. Commemorate is a verb, and it means to recall and show respect for someone or something in a ceremony. For example, many countries commemorate their fallen heroes. The blue postage stamp was adorned with gold Arabic calligraphy in celebration of Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. Just like the image you see there, it's in gold. So the word adorn is a verb, and it means to make more beautiful or attractive. Another word for adorn is beautify and also decorate. For example, the mosque's dome is adorned with Quranic script. Eid Mubarak translates literally to a blessed festival and can be paraphrased as may our religious holiday be blessed. We have a vocabulary item here that we got used to hearing, right? We've listened to this word in the previous episode when it comes to summary. So you must know what it could mean by now. Paraphrase is a verb. It means to express the meaning of something said or written by using different words. Another word for paraphrase is rephrase or reword. The type of script chosen for the stamp is known in Arabic as thuluth. It is a large, elegant, and cursive script, and it first appeared in medieval times. Just like the image here you see. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is written in this form of thuluth. So what do you think the word cursive means based on this image? You can see the letters are a bit curved, right? So cursive is an adjective. It means written with the characters joined. For example, the woman's signature on the paper was cursive, but the rest of the essay was in print. The original black and white design was embellished with color using a unique computer program. What do you think the word embellish means? It's a verb, and it means to make something more attractive by the addition of decorative details or features. Decorate and beautify are other words for embellish. Now think about this. As a student, what can you do to further the culture of peace and respect? So, for example, the best way to show or to further the culture of peace and respect could start at home. For example, you can teach your siblings how to respect other people or other cultures. You can also join conferences and raise people's awareness regarding peace and respect. The next question is, what has Kuwait done to further the culture of peace? And we all know that Kuwait has done many things to further this idea. Kuwait has organized conferences to promote mutual understanding and arranged seminars and programs to raise awareness. Now, why is it important to respect and tolerate other people and other faiths? I'll give you a few seconds to discuss this with your family members or to think about it before we get to the answer. It's important because it helps people all over the world to understand each other. Now, the best way to achieve a culture of tolerance and mutual understanding is through international, intellectual, and interfaith dialogue. Here we have the new word interfaith. It's an adjective. It means of relating to or between different religions. For example, the United Nations encourages interfaith dialogue between religions. So as a student, you can do many things to start this initiative of teaching others how to respect other cultures and tolerate them. So students must have initiative. They shouldn't be imitators. They must learn to think and act for themselves and be free, just like the image you see here. We have the word initiative. It's a noun, and it means the ability to assess and initiate things independently. Another word for initiative is capability. Now, what are the responsibilities of mentors? So a mentor is a noun, and it means an experienced and trusted advisor. For example, those who need to work for the first time should consult a mentor for advice and support. So their responsibilities are to create new projects. Projects like social projects who could help the society develop itself, or it could even be about projects to help the poor. Mentors help people make use of their time. An example for that could be a mentor teaching a student how to set their goals correctly and to achieve them. Mentors also advise them to work, and they mentor students from schools and hospitals. Now we come to the vocabulary task. We've learned so many vocabulary items, I know, so now we'll put you to the test and see if you can figure out the answers or not. Fill in the spaces with words from the list. We have the word consistently, embellish, seminar, reviews, paraphrase, and cursive. This is our first sentence. Reem used pink ribbons to blank her room. Now, a tip when it comes to the vocabulary tasks that could help you is the following. Always look for key words to help you figure out your answers. So, for example, in this sentence, our keyword is pink ribbons. They're colorful. They're very colorful ribbons, right? So based on this keyword, what do you think the answer is? Is it consistently, embellish, seminar, reviews, paraphrase, or cursive? Based on what we've learned so far, the answer should be, I'll give you a few seconds. Embellish. Excellent job. Here we have sentence 2. When it comes to summarizing, you should blank the sentences in your own words. To remind you, we've learned about summarizing a text in the previous episode. So you should have an idea of the correct word to use here. Another thing, we have multiple keywords. We have summarizing and own words. If you combine all these keywords and your previous information, I think you can figure out the answer very quickly. The answer is paraphrase. Well done. Here is sentence 3. I have always liked blank handwriting, but I find it very difficult to learn. Again, look for the key words. We have handwriting and difficult. So the answer could be about something related to a form of handwriting. What is this form that we've learned in this lesson? Is it consistently, seminar, reviews, or cursive? I'll give you a few seconds to find the answer. The answer is cursive. Well done. If you didn't find the answer to the previous 3 questions, try again in the next 2. Sentence number 4, you should play sports blank to be fit. Again, look for the key words. What do you think they are? We have sports and fit. Excellent job. Now, based on these keywords, what do you think the correct word to use here? It's consistently. Excellent job. Here we have sentence number 5. I always read blank written about new movies before I decide to watch them at the cinema. We've all done this before going to watch a movie, right? Because we want to make sure that this new movie gives us a good experience. So look for the keywords. We have multiple keywords here. The first one is read, the second one written, the third one is new movies, the fourth before, and the final word or the keyword here is decide. So combine all this information together, and based on your own experience when you want to go to a new movie, what's the answer here? Seminar or reviews? I'll give you a few seconds. The answer is reviews. We read them before we go into a new movie. Now it's your turn to apply these methods to figure out the questions or the answers to the following questions. From A, B, C, and D, choose the most suitable word that best completes each of the following sentences. Khalid was chosen as a blank to represent his school at the conference. Look for the keywords. So is the answer seminar, initiative, delegate, or aspiration? If these are your keywords, then you did a good job at finding them. We have the word chosen, to represent, and his school. So what was Khalid chosen for? To be a delegate. Excellent job. Prophet Muhammad's attitude was blank to the whole nation. We have interfaith, inspirational, cursive, and diverse. Look for the key words. Excellent job. You have whole nation as a key word. So based on this and the sentence, the answer must be inspirational. Well done. Researchers like to blank surveys to support their theories. We have the word adorn, cover, embellish, and conduct. Now, based on the vocabulary items that we've learned in this episode, and based on the keywords that you found in the sentence, for example, like researchers and surveys, what do you think the correct vocabulary item here? It's conduct. Researchers like to conduct surveys to support their theories. Excellent job. So in this episode, we learned to use new vocabulary items in sentences. We've also answered some setbook questions in order to understand about the culture of peace and some examples of Islamic art. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.